Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far, and I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. I took one trade. I had to manually break even. It was invalid. It was kind of close to what I was looking for, so I just banked on breaking even if the order flow invalidated itself, which it did. Not very much movement. Sorry, I'm not gonna have my camera on today. I've not gotten very much sleep. My eyes are very swollen. So, but I'm here. So yeah, we didn't really have much movement today so far. See, I started trading around here, which we immediately pushed back into the bias change zone and kind of consolidated inside of it for a minute. This was the breakout here, and then we kind of pushed back into this one, so not very much movement at all. We are in some low impact news right now, so I'll restart trading in about 15 seconds. And that's that. Good morning, Just Relax. How are you this morning? Good morning. All right, I can resume trading again. So let's see what the market gives us. Just currently inside of basically a consolidation range right now. So just really looking for the breakout above to continue the uptrend that we started back here, or break down into a downtrend. The 5-minute chart is a little off. So seeing what the 5-minute chart looks like, it kind of basically makes sense why I haven't had any trades. But good morning, Trenches. How are you this morning? But yeah, I am doubling contracts on the Apex account and then the November Top Step account. And I might end up having to go triple, but we'll see. The goal is to try to pass them by the end of the week, but if market conditions aren't very favorable, as in I'm not going to get very many setups, I might just have to go for more risk, which is fine. I'm kind of trying to stick with like a 10%, risking 10% of my drawdown per trade. But when you have days like today, probably needs to be more than that. But we'll see. Good morning, Janelle. How are you? Good morning, Amelia. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this weekend was pretty rough, so. But I'm trying to still show up. Not just for you guys, but for myself as well, so. Yeah. Looks like we are trying to completely reject the uptrend to continue down, which, I mean, right now there's really no market structure here, to be honest. It's kind of a range between here and here, really. This was the opening candle right here. So until we like have a true breakout, this was an attempt, but kind of failed. So until we have a true breakout on either side, I didn't even realize the price action looked like this. I mean, this goes back to what, 5:10 this morning. I drew the top zone around The top zone was drawn around 8:35, which is when I start trading, and then the bottom zone was just drawn around 8:50. So pretty cool to see that it's following the legit structure of the 5-minute chart, because I had no idea. But yeah, let's just see what ends up happening. Hopefully we don't sit between zones all day. In and out after market open. Ooh, 2,300 on gold. Nice. Very nice. I was in the midst yesterday of fixing all of my playbooks in TradeZilla. I got to the last one and then I just couldn't continue. So I do want to finish that. I did go ahead and export all my trades from the Apex account into TradeZilla, because I know that if I fail the account, it's going to give me a new account number and I lose all the data. So at some point, like once I get to my first payout and everything, I want to do like a video showing my stats in TradeZilla. Well, I didn't start tracking the trades I think until May, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, I started tracking in May, but I just want to show, like, since May, you know, the equity curve, just showing how in the process of testing things, like I went down so much and, you know, was able to pull out of it, and just kind of show the stats between strategies and everything. The only unfortunate part is I'm going to be missing 2, 3, 4 days of data. I could go in and just, because I do journal physically, so I could technically go into my physical journal and just go on the charts and look at that particular date and time and, you know, put the entries in manually, which I might end up doing if I feel like it. But if not, the data will still be kind of accurate. It'll just be missing 4 days, but honestly, since I started trading this way, the even though I am negative overall for the strategy, obviously, you know, because I started with only 1 day of backtesting data, I'm actually not down that much over the course of a month's time span or so. Little over a month. Not too bad. All right, still waiting on the breakout. Green, but it ain't pretty. Yeah, this is kind of rough. I really wonder if we're gonna just have a shitty market until after New Year. After the New Year. But I guess we'll see. Guess we'll see. But yeah, it looks like from November 5th until now, I took 58 trades. Again, I'm missing 4 days of data, but took 58 trades and I'm down 757. Now, granted, this is just based on one account and one contract. So even if I was doubling contracts, stuff like that, I always edit it to be one contract, because I really just want to see what the statistical data is based on how I would normally trade, which is, you know, one contract. And that also helps from a statistical and analytical standpoint, because what you don't want to happen, especially when you're in a testing phase, it's different if I was tracking my PAs and, you know, things like that. But in the testing phase, what I don't want to do is think that a you know, one of the setups is doing really well because, you know, when I filter through and only look at that setup, it's green. But let's say I took 5 trades, 2 of them lost, 1 break even. In the last 2 trades, I was doubling or tripling contracts because I'm, you know, at the end of the billing cycle or something. So now it looks like that should be a Good morning, Granny. That should be a big profit on the account for that setup, when in actuality it's break even because it had 2 losses, 2 wins, and a break even. And it's only showing a profit because it's taken into account the double or triple contracts. So that's why I edit my data in TradeZella, but only for the account that's tracking me testing all the strategies that I've been testing in the process of developing this for the last year. I did go ahead and already put in my personal account trades, and that's it. I haven't traded my PA since like October 29th was the last day I traded it. Yeah. But I am looking to start trading that again. Mostly green with metals and energy. Come over to the good side. I really need to go back and at least probably look at crude and gold to see if I can use this same strategy on them. Especially when Nasdaq is doing this. It would be nice to have something I could still trade, you know. But yeah, we're just bouncing. For range traders, this is damn near perfect. I mean, if you try to trade on the open, not so much. But this range held for like 3 hours basically. I'm exhausted. All right, we might be getting a breakout finally. And now that gives you the ick. I don't really like this trade much. Only because of us hitting 525. We hit the bottom of the zone. This needs to more so be a breakout, not a continuation of the uptrend with the divergence. The buyers are trying hard and they might get it. Oh. It's gonna win too, probably. Let's see. Just not that confident in this. I guess I should have been. Damn. I had ample time to get into that too. I just was like, we hit the bottom of the zone. We didn't break it though. That's why the background didn't change to a downtrend. It did fit my rules, but it just was weird. I don't really like taking trades when the entry bar like touches the where my half trend would change to a different trend and it doesn't break it. I don't really like that much. So I could have gotten in on this pullback though. Right here. I mean, I could have gotten in beforehand as well, but. And then also, just because we are trading inside of the buy change zone, and that was another kind of contributing factor. I didn't really want to chance it considering we haven't had any trades today so far, so I didn't want to chance that. My PO box address again. Hold on, let me look it up. Oh, I think it's oh shoot. I didn't mean to click send. That's all right. Oh man. I legit fell asleep around probably 1:15 and I woke back up around 2:25 and did not fall back asleep until probably, I don't know, maybe 6 something, and woke right back up around 7 something, early in the 7 o'clock hour. I'm just, man, I need sleep. I can't sleep. All right, are we gonna get the breakout? Yeah, we did finally. Didn't push up high enough. I wanted us to hit 12. I wanted us to hit the top of the zone, but we didn't. I can remove this one. This counter trend divergence move was invalid. It didn't pull back far enough. This doesn't look good for a breakout. Let's see, 67. Drink chamomile tea before bed? No, my lack of sleep just has to do with depression, and my anxiety is extremely high. Like extremely high. Normally, like when I'm dealing with depression, I can sleep, but because the anxiety is part of it, I can't right now. And usually if I take some kind of sleep aid, it kind of makes it worse. It makes the anxiety even worse. Um, oh yeah, one thing I did do after the session on Friday, I went through and I changed the color of my order flow VWAP lines. Basically, before I just had each one all different colors, just so that it would be easy for me to look at the price of the level inside of the data box. So that like when I would look in here, if I saw like a dark maroon or burgundy color, then I could easily decipher. But what I decided to do was change the colors to match which deviation level it is. So like if it's an upper level, it's some form of red, and if it's a lower level, it's some form of green. And that's mainly just so that I know kind of like where we are in relation to the VWAP without me looking for the middle VWAP level or whatever. I also just kind of wanted to see kind of quickly like, oh, like some of my trades, or let's say here where we're rotating over the VWAP level and we're heading down, since it is a like a lower deviation level, does that matter? So far it doesn't really look like it matters, but that was kind of another reason why I wanted to do it. But yeah. All right, let's see if we can get a counter trend divergence moving. We are about to push new lows though. I just have to make sure that if it does set up properly, the close of the bar has to clear or be below this low right here. Need a little bit more of a push. There's not enough volume in this swing yet. Of course, you're gonna push down to the level. I don't want a level to be attached to the entry bar. Right. Still, nothing just yet. Still not ready yet. Damn it, we keep bouncing off levels. Don't want to bounce off levels. We're at the major support level right here. And also pushing down towards the third standard deviation of a VWAP. Still nothing. Still nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. It didn't take a trade. Oh, I didn't get into it. Yeah. Whenever I'm looking for trades off of the session highs and lows, I don't want it to be attached to any kind of level at all. And you could see all three bounces were off levels. You can also see that it would have lost. Well, it won this time, but would have lost those times. And basically, it's because I'm looking for volume divergence. So what I don't want is for the order flow and the market structure to be manipulated simply because price is reacting off of a level. So the best volume divergence trades, when you're going for off of new highs and lows, you don't want it to be attached to a level at all. So yeah, I didn't even attempt to take a trade yet. It's like everything is like patterns that are not consistent with what normally happens in the market. So I'm just trying to wait and be patient, wait for the setups that are more consistent. That's all. Man. Like this trade here was invalidated because there's a my half trend was sitting right here, and so if the open of this bar, if the level didn't go through the open, the body of this candle, I could have taken this buy. But unfortunately it was invalid. Alright, this looks very ugly. Let's see. Lower low, lower high. So good. So this should be regular divergence, which we're inside of that level, so we can't take anything. I needed to break through there first. That's the type of divergence with NQ that you hate. Yeah. It's crazy because the counter trend divergence has about as many occurrences as my regular pullbacks. And that's why I spent so much time analyzing the data in different ways because of how often it sets up. Yeah, those two happen the most. And then I would say third is the other counter trend divergence that looks like I don't even know if we've had it. Oh, yes, we did. Because I didn't get into it. The ones that look like this. High starts with a higher low and ends with a lower low. That's probably the third most popular setup for me. But the divergence, the counter trend divergence is probably the easiest rules for me to remember. The regular one that starts with a lower low and ends with a lower low, and vice versa for higher highs. Very simple and easy rules to remember, to be honest. It's actually my favorite because of how easy it is. Your last chance email to get wealth charts. I don't want wealth charts. Oh yeah, let me tell you guys something. And I was gonna make a video about this if I wasn't in the space that I'm in right now. But who's tagging me? Basically, I got into a conversation with Chris from Isn't the Safest Way Not to Get Denied is to just trade 1-to-1 risk to reward. You can do whatever you want. Anyway, got into a conversation with Chris from the payout staff. And very interesting. So basically, my initial message, I was like, hey, I have a few questions regarding payouts. And I said, number one, is a conversation being had regarding eliminating the vague and proper risk management denial and instead giving the exact denial of a 5-to-1 risk to reward violation or 30% P&L violation, etc. This would be extremely helpful and would drastically reduce the frustration traders have when they are denied and are confident they didn't breach the rule. Then I said, number two, John mentioned in one of the videos that a detailed report would be given to traders to show their trade practices. It's even mentioned in the FAQ. When is this going to be available? Is it with the new dashboard Daryl spoke of in one of his interviews? And I said, number three, John mentioned a day 16 that would communicate with traders if they have rule violations that would lead to a denial if they request on day 8. From all the denied traders I know so far, none of them have received this communication. Where is this day 16? Good morning, Dennis. Thank you. Get those likes up, guys. No. So that was my question to him. And his response was, it's not a vague email though. Let's start here. If you have, okay. It's not a vague email though. The rules on improper risk management are very clear, as is the 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Okay. And in a different message, which I'll read as well, he said there are 2 reasons for getting improper risk management. Okay. So first of all, if there are 2 reasons for getting improper risk management, that means that the email is vague because it's not very specific to tell people which rule they broke. So anyway, he says it's not a vague email, whatever. He says, as for number 2, which was me asking about the detailed reports that John has mentioned when 3.0 launched and is also in the FAQ, he said it's unknown because they're still working out some things. In regards to the day 16 that nobody has received communication from, because remember, Apex 3.0 was supposed to all be about no denials. He said that would be what number 2, the detailed reports, would be doing, but as of yet, it's still a work in progress. As a trader, though, you know you should know your risk and know what rules to be following. These new rules are extremely easy to follow. Now we have gaslighting and deflection, and that doesn't sit well with me. So my response was, I do agree. The new rules are extremely easy to follow, and also agree that traders should know their risk and what rules to follow. The reason I say it's vague, the email, is because improper risk management covers multiple rule violations versus separating them out and giving the exact rule violation in the email. Because when you have traders who get denied for an umbrella reason and they genuinely believe they didn't break a rule, how do they contest that when they have no idea which of the rules in the umbrella was triggered in the system? So I gave them 2 examples. There's one guy who was denied for improper risk management. And had he not complained publicly, he would have never known that it was supposedly that he broke the 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. However, he trades 1 or 2 contracts on the Nasdaq and risks about, I think he said $1 to $2,000. He has 250K accounts, and he said that he risks $1 to $2,000 per trade, and he usually comes out with about $4,000. And so I told him, I said, you know, he's adamant that he didn't break that rule. Or there's another guy who actually wrote in the Top Step group that he was denied for improper risk management, but he trades a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio with 3 to 5 micros or 1 mini per trade with a 5-point stop loss and take profit on a 50K account. So I said, number one, how do they appeal/contest that when they don't know which rule was allegedly broken? Number two, it would be easier to appeal when they know exactly which rule was allegedly broken. Yes, there are people who know full well they broke rules, but there are people who genuinely believe their denials are unjust. John said you could appeal, but then Daryl said in a video that it's pointless because the decision is final. Most trading journals do not calculate the MAE correctly because most trading platforms do not export MAE data for trade journals, and some platforms don't calculate MAE data at all. So how do they prove Apex's system possibly calculated their MAE data incorrectly? Even the software John suggested doesn't calculate it. Okay. Hold on, let me catch up. Not in long, bad news. My limit sale way up there didn't get filled. Oh no, Amelia. It's okay. When Apex sale, I have no idea. Did you catch it? Did you? Oh wait, you're not in a trade though. All right, so Kristen replies, there's only 2 reasons you get denied for improper risk management. We don't do, listen to this, we don't do denial appeals. They trade 8 more days to seek an approval. MAE is a mathematical calculation based on price. It's up to a trade journal to understand how to calculate it. It's not specific data provided by an exchange. We don't do denial appeals. Well, when did that become a thing? Hold on, 172. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I'm gonna get in this. Or not. What the hell? All right, if we push here, I am going to get into the buy, it looks like. See if we use the zone as support. No. Well, I did my job. I took the trade. This market is ass. All right, let me get back to what I was saying. So, at this point now I'm annoyed because I know what the hell MAE is, but whatever. Let's see. Gaslighting at its finest. Exactly. Down 430 in red today. Always tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, this is annoying. And if this pushes up from here, I'm going to be pissed. But anyway, so I told him, I said, I know what MAE data is. My point was that John said people could show proof from a trading journal. However, most trading journals don't even calculate the data properly because the data is not imported. The data that's imported doesn't include it. But basically what you're saying is that John's statement was untrue, and people don't need to waste their money on TradesViz in an attempt to appeal a denial because you all don't do denial appeals. Got it. Thanks for the clarification. He then responds, "Not what I said, so please don't put words in my mouth." That is exactly what you said, but okay. He says, "I understand that John stated that payouts can be reviewed at one point in time during a video. As with anything, policies do change. At this time, we do not have a system in place to appeal a denial. We have multiple systems in place to detect violations. So we don't solely rely on one single system. TradesViz was a recommended tool for end users to quickly see how their trading is and how a violation occurred. Why the fuck are you lying?" Nowhere in any video did John say, "Hey, go use this tool and this will tell you why you're denied." That's not what the fuck he said. John specifically said, "If we're wrong, prove it. Prove it. Get this journal and prove it. Show everyone publicly that we got it wrong by using this particular journal and show it, and, you know, appeal the denial and we'll get your money to you." That's what the man said. So my last response was, TradesViz was specifically recommended for traders to use to prove Apex got the denial wrong. But again, thank you for informing me that Apex policies have changed and denial appeals are not an option. I'll be sure to let people know when they ask. When I'm feeling better, I'll make a video about it. But it's very annoying how much they gaslight people. And here is my biggest issue. And you guys know, I'm never going to shield for these people, right? I'll say things that I'm okay with, things I support, like the 3.0 rules. I don't have a problem with it. I don't think anybody should be risking 30% of their fucking account. Okay? I just don't think that. But that's just me. So there are certain things where it's just like, okay, whatever, we're good there. But when you sit here and do certain stuff like this, now you're starting to annoy me. Because you're lying. Okay? It's that simple. You're lying. Apex had more than enough time to put all of these things in place. Okay? You gave us the survey in like June, July? Is when you gave us the survey. Okay? And from there, back offices, detail reports, all of that shit should have been handled by the time you released this new rules, this Apex 3.0. All of that stuff should have been done. And then the fact that you have it inside of, hold on, 77. Another loss. Wow. Anyway, another thing is you have it inside of your FAQ that these detailed reports will be available, but it's not even available yet. So why is it there? Why? In actuality, I probably shouldn't have taken this trade because this was equal volume in these two swings. Normally I like for it to tell me either way, especially when it pulls back this far, but I don't know. At this point, I'm just over it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not on tilt or anything, but I'm so irritated. But yeah, the shit is very irritating. Like, stop gaslighting people. It's so frustrating. They are habitual overpromise and overdeliver. No, I'm sorry, overpromise and underdeliverers. Period. It doesn't take months to get a back office developed. When you launched 3.0, your back office should have launched with it. That had all these detailed reports and all these other things. It don't take that much. What kind of cheap ass engineers are y'all hiring? I don't get it. Yeah, he contradicted what John said, but I guess it's just a policy change. Like, first of all, in multiple videos, you said you were going to have this freaking day 16. And so when I asked you, where's the day 6 team? You say, oh, well, The detailed reports are supposed to be what would handle what the day 6 team is handling. Okay, but you don't have detailed reports. And he said this day 6 team was ready to go. Please, like, tell me something. Usually screen record when I trade because companies can lie. Absolutely. I think everybody should screen record every session. Deja vu from FTT. I mean, it's literally insane. If they didn't still pay out so much, like, I would really be looking at them sideways. And like I said, I didn't even mind when, you know, not that they publicly admitted to it, but they admitted to certain influencers that, hey, you know, the system is calculating the MAE incorrectly. We're working on fixing it. Nutty claimed last week that they said that they fixed it. All right, that's fine. I still think that that's inappropriate for you to not tell your actual customer base, but whatever. You know, hey, you thought it was calculating properly because you had all this data that you thought was correct and it's not. That's fine. But all the other stuff is just like, bro, what? I don't get it. I just really don't get it. You know what? I lost the same trade twice today. I mean, granted, like I said, this one, not so much because I needed this to specifically say that it was more volume in that swing. But $54. But I still lost the same trade twice. There's no way, bro. I'm like, please don't hold me. I was just talking about how the counter trend. Oh, y'all don't even see the trade. Sorry. How the counter trend divergence move is so accurate. But yeah, I just took the buy off. Sorry, I didn't realize it wasn't. You guys couldn't see, but I took the buy off of the session low. This is not actually where the overnight high is, but even if it was, the overnight high and the overnight low don't count as levels. For whatever reason, it doesn't really matter. Those particular levels don't matter. And probably because you can draw my high and low is drawn off of the from 2 to 2:30. You could technically draw it from the entire overnight session, so that's probably why it doesn't have as much merit as like the VWAP or a pivot level and stuff like that. But all right, well, I got down to -1. Whoa, did I not get filled on 2? Oh yeah, I was. How many trades did I take? 3? No. 170. Oh, commissions. 4. Wait, I took 4 trades? Oh yeah, the break even, the win, and 2 losses. Okay. Hey Kage. Underdeliver software? Exactly. I'm hungry too. I'm still not eating well. Alright, I'll check it in a second. I'm about to get off. I'll try to make sure I respond to whatever it is before I take a nap, because I'm not feeling well. Yeah, I'm just not in a good space right now, but I'm trying to trade to keep my mind off things. But yeah, I'll check it. All right, 4 minutes left. And that's the other thing. Someone else was denied because he breached the 30% rule twice. I think it ended up being like maybe 36% and 32% or something. But Apex, did John not say that it's a soft breach and hey, we're not going to deny your payout for it? We'll just, you know, as long as it's not too bad and blah, 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 we'll give you a chance to, you know, still get the payout. Like, you guys, first of all, Apex's left hand never knows what the fucking right is doing. One person says one thing, another person says another. John does an interview, says you can appeal denials. Just get the software, prove us wrong. And then a week or two later, Daryl does an interview and he's like, well, you could try. But I mean, the denials are pretty final. Y'all not even on the same damn page. Digitally throw hands, I feel you. Thank you, Kage. Thank you, thank you. It's gonna take a while, but I'll be alright. I'm really curious. Where's the trade that I lost earlier? It was here. That trade has actually been hoeing me a little bit. I don't like that. 273. Pretty sure it has been hoeing me. Maybe we get rid of that. All right, we only got a few seconds left. Sorry, I'm just looking at the trade that I lost. I think what I'm honestly starting to realize is I don't really like too many well, I can't say that. I don't like too many trades that happen at my middle half trend is what I'm noticing. Like one of the divergences I do not take at all on it. I don't like it. And I'm starting to think I might just have to have a special rule set for the pullbacks that happen there. Because and it could also be because we just had a drastic change of trend, right? So that could be part of it. I'm gonna look at that because I don't really take a lot of trade. Like when we have a new trend change like this, a bias change, I prefer for the first pullback to happen at my minor half trend, not pull all the way back like this. So this could possibly be the actually I am slow. I am slow. Why y'all let me take that trade? I'm gonna tell you exactly why this trade failed. So this isn't the same trade that I took earlier, because the trade I took earlier was at my middle half trend. Wait, where did I take it? All right. So I initially thought this was a trade at my middle half trend. It's not. You could see we actually hit the major one. That's the dotted line that you see here, right? Here is why this trade failed. So anytime I'm taking a trade at one of the half trends, if we pull back inside of where that trend changed directions or changed trends, I do not take the pullback, okay? And it's because it's basically showing you or telling you that you're rejecting the trend change, all right? So for instance here, whenever I draw my change zones, you see the top and bottom of the zone. The top is where the half trend, the major half trend change biases. That is why when we break the top of the zone, you see the background color change from red to green. So if you look here, I'm so slow. The entry bar closed inside of where we changed from a downtrend to an uptrend. I do the same thing on the minor levels, same thing on the middle levels. So this actually was an invalid trade. What I used to do was still take it and then I would just break even like at that level, because it can serve as a form of resistance or support, obviously, if we're going for a downtrend. But I just stopped taking them all together because most of the time it's just going to break even, because it's such a strong level where we've rejected the uptrend. And you can see literally, look where, when I got into the trade, look where we rejected, right at the top of the damn zone. Now, this one, like I said, this one was only invalidated because these swings are equal. And so because they're equal, I shouldn't have taken this particular pullback. So I'm okay. So technically, out of my 4 trades, the first one, I don't really care that was invalidated, because it got invalidated when the bar closed. So, and I was luckily able to get out at break even. But essentially this should have been my only trade of the day, this counter trend divergence right here. So I should have been up 1 trade for the day, but it's cool. It's cool, it's cool. All right, let me go back. Saying, yeah, that unrealized drawdown will literally get you if you don't realize it and if you don't know about it. Chicken lasagna, it's okay, I've definitely had better. Where did you get it from? Not you thought you had 5K of drawdown. Oh, white sauce is so not a fan. Yeah, I'm not a fan of white sauces either. Or white meat, yeah. Definitely dark meat for me. You input your macros on your keyboard to get in and out of a trade with the touch of a button. Yeah, so I don't use hotkeys. I'll show you what I actually use. The problem is sometimes I just legit don't realize it until it's too late. So this is what I use. This is the chart trader I use. So when I want to get into a trade, I literally just click the close button right here, and then it'll enter me into the trade when the reversal bar closes up. So what happens sometimes, like when I would get into trades and like let's say I'm realizing when the bar is about to close that the trade is invalidated, I would click the button to not get me into a trade, but I'm too slow, so I'm already in a trade, and then I double contracts because, you know, once the reversal bar closes up, that next bar is going to put me into an additional entry. And so what I've tried to make a habit of doing the last week or 2 is that if a trade is kind of flipping back and forth between validated and invalidated while I'm waiting to enter, I just keep it on, let it get into the trade, and hope that, you know, I can quickly see it's invalidated, and I just click the break even button. So the way that I get out of trades is just hitting the break even button. I don't really want to get out, like, let's say I'm 7 ticks negative or something. Honestly, I'd rather just take the loss. But yeah, most of the time I just hit the break even button. I don't even really use the close all button, because if I have like a loop of orders or something like that, I just flatten all. But that's what I use. We eat some ready-made food too. Thought I would try it out. I got you. All right, let me show you guys the account so I can go. Hopefully I can try to fall asleep at some point, because I am exhausted. My brain hurts, my eyes hurt, everything hurts. So like I said, I took 4 trades, break even, a win, 2 losses, and a break even. So I'm just negative 1 trade essentially. So down $200 per account on the doubled contract accounts, and then $107 on the single contract account. So yeah, I mean, price action definitely not ideal, but considering my only valid trade out of the 4 was the win, I'll take it. Because like I told you guys from the beginning, and I'll keep saying, my biggest goal with developing this strategy and why it's taken so long is that I want to make sure that my strategy is able to work in different market conditions. We had a bunch of consolidation earlier, just going between zones for literally over 3 hours. I think it was more around like 4.5 hours. Obviously starting at 5 o'clock in the morning, but the fact that I was able to stay out of the chop to avoid the chop and, you know, avoid losses because of it makes me happy. So, you know, if we have super choppy days and I only get 1 or 2 trades, but those 1 or 2 trades are wins, I'll take it, you know, because I know that once I have a day where it's more, the market's more trendy, we're getting more traditional pullbacks and traditional, you know, order flow and volume patterns, that I'll have more trades and be able to kind of make up for the days where I don't really have as many. So, yeah, that's what I do when losing a trade too. Yeah, today was bad. You think you're done for the day too? Yeah, I just feel like, I mean, the crazy thing is we're at 260,000 volume, which is quite a bit considering kind of where we've been for the last, you know, couple of, I would say like at least the last week. The ending volume at 10 o'clock has not been that high most days. So we had a lot of volume, but unfortunately the volume was just kind of tinkering back and forth for a while. So yeah, it sucks, but these 2 weeks been tough to whack. Yeah, it has been tough, but you know what? I embrace the last couple of weeks, because for me, like, my biggest, I don't want to say it's a fear, because I don't fear anything in trading, but I'll just use the word fear because my brain hurts and I don't feel like thinking of a different word. But my biggest fear is that, you know, I finalize my strategy because the market has been giving the most favorable conditions, and, you know, I'm doing really well. And then when days like the last couple of weeks have been happening, I just go on a complete losing streak and feel like I know nothing and feel like my whole strategy is null and void. You know what I mean? So I learned the most on the losing days and the days when we have the most chop. Because if my strategy can work when the market is chopping and when it's trending, to me, I don't have to worry about making adjustments. One thing I don't ever want to have to do is say like, oh, well, the volatility and the volume's pretty low today, so let's switch to a 12 tick Renko chart instead of 16, or the market's too trending, so let's just switch to a 20 tick. I don't want to do that, because it can start off like earlier where we're super choppy, and now I'm on a 12 tick chart, and then we have that breakout and now it's just going all over the place, and now I'm kind of like, okay, now is it time to switch Renkos? Like, I don't want to have to do that. And that's why I chose the 16 tick chart, because when I was trading the 20 tick chart on days like today, I would never get a setup, because those extra 4 ticks per bar means a lot. And then when I, for a very short period of time, attempted the 12 tick chart, it was moving too fast on the super trending days and the high volatility days. So 16 ticks was kind of like my happy medium, and it seems to work no matter what the market conditions are. So we'll see. Came long bias because I was up 10K. I should have shorted a few times. Yeah. And I don't, the only reason I use the bias that I use is because, like, when I'm looking at pullbacks, for instance, if I'm having a pullback in the direction of the overall trend bias, the volume and order flow patterns that are consistent with that are completely different than if it's counter trend. If it's counter trend, is pretty much only one volume and order flow pattern that you can trade to kind of have a safer trade with a higher win-loss ratio. And then same thing with divergence. The counter trend divergence looks completely different than the divergence in the same direction of the trend. So that's really the only reason why I use a bias. But you see that even if I'm in a downtrend, I'll take buys, and even if I'm in an uptrend, I'll take sales. It's just a matter of just defining which order flow patterns I'm looking for. But yeah, you guys, like I said, not a horrible day. I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I wholeheartedly apologize for my lack of energy, and I'm sorry it's going to probably be this way for a little minute until I kind of get out of the stage that I'm in emotionally and mentally. But my goal is to still show up every day and to be able to push through it, to kind of use streaming and trading as a way to temporarily get my mind off of stuff. So yeah, but I thank you guys for tuning in. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye guys.